The seventh one, the seventh reason why people don't stick to their health and fitness routines is because they don't have a plan when they get to the gym. Okay, this is very similar to the earlier one, which was you don't have a goal, but now it's you don't have a plan. So I like to give this example, right? Like, especially for those that really aren't well versed in the gym or the weight room, right? Where you just like, oh, I just walk in there and I'm like, I see this fit girl and I just did what she did, right? I've had people follow me around and just tell me, I'm just going to do what you're doing. I'm like, go for it, sister. I always say, it's like if you like, there's this store here, and I don't know, I'm sure everybody here is probably from the US, but there is a store called IKEA. Okay. Raise your hand if you're familiar with IKEA, right? How many times have you been frustrated with IKEA? But IKEA is like a gigantic furniture store here in the States. Well, at least here on the West Coast. I don't know about the East Coast. And when you get their furniture, it is like in a million pieces, right? It's like every piece is like, you know, is like this big. And there's 3,000 of them. And then you have to figure out how to put it together. It's like if you had a piece of IKEA furniture without the instruction manual. That's what it's like walking into the gym. You're just like, oh, I'm just here. I'm going to do a little bit of this. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to sprinkle that exercise in. You can't look at a beautiful fitness body that you want to achieve and just like guess how that's going to happen. Okay. You don't just like guess, right? I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to go and start doing some cardio. Good on you. I love that. Love that for you. And it's great for health and fitness and longevity. However, the reality is if you're like, I'm working out, but like my body shape's not changing. Are you following a plan, right? I'm going to ask you several questions. How's your nutrition? And are you following any kind of plan? Most people, like I said, default to cardio machines. And while I think it's definitely better than you doing absolutely nothing, it's not the best and ideal if you have an idea in your head of this body that you want to achieve or this shape that you want to achieve. When you walk into a weight room and you just kind of like decide when you get there, right? Like I know a lot of girls are like, oh, I just get on the treadmill when I get to the gym and I like start looking up YouTube workouts and stuff. And they'll just like put together something and they're always doing something different, right? Not a great idea. Starting something structured and sticking to it is super important. Now, obviously, you'll want the right program, okay? You don't want to be following something that's not ideal. So finding a program that is in line with your goals is clearly most important. So if you hire a trainer, this is also something to mention to your trainer, right? Like, here are my goals. This is what I want to achieve. You know, and then that way they can build a program that makes sense for that goal, right? It's like saying, if you wanted to train to be a marathon runner and you just started, you know, rowing, I don't know, like you're going to get on a row machine. I want to be a marathon runner, but I'm going to get on a row machine. Like, sure, there's going to be some crossover benefits for your cardiovascular health. But if you want to get better at running or running a marathon, then you need to do the things that marathon runners do or the kinds of workouts they do. So a lot of people will come to me or us and say, well, I want to look like, you know, these beautiful fitness models or these bikini girls, but I don't want to compete. Okay, great. Then why are you just doing cardio? Because that's not how they got that body, right? You really have to like do some research and decide like, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? What do I want my body to look like? And then do those type of workouts, right? It's like becoming that identity a little bit in a sense. So start something structured, stick to it. Don't change it every week. If you know, the Google monster is your best friend. Find something and knock it out consistently, and challenge yourself throughout the journey, right? So if you're just sticking to the same weights all the time and not challenging your body, things won't change either. So that's also super important. So find a routine, stick to it. Don't go into the gym willy-nilly and just be like, oh, I'm going to follow that girl around, or let me get on YouTube and see what my favorite influencer did for her workout today, right? Like, I've heard all of that. I've heard all these lovely, lovely scenarios, and I've done them as well in the past.